más fuerza que todo aquel templo.
My book is Kitchen Confidential by Anthony Bourdain. The overview of the book is in 4 sections, or what I thought of as 4 sections. Him growing up, his college age, cook, and now. The growing up section focused on him growing up in the northeast coast of New York. The different foods he tried, the first time he tried scallops, where no one else in his family would try it. The trip his family took to France, when he got stuck, him and his brother were forced to stay in the car while his mother and father went into a super fine dining establishment. His college age, when he would give his hand at college only to work in Cape Cod as a chef and a line cook, cleaning dishes, and as a cook, where he's worked at many restaurants trying different things, learning the fine-tuning techniques of other chefs and bringing it into his own work. And now, while he's an executive chef, where he's going and where he's at. The format and organization of this book was very intriguing, as he went into fine details describing how scallops are cooked and how you could pick the good ones out from the bad, where he would order meat from a producer or distributor, and if they didn't show up on time, he would scold them and give them a nice scold lesson talking to make him show up when he needed him to show up. He would also go in and talk about how the good days to eat fish and the bad days, where Monday, Tuesday was typically the days that they were getting rid of the stuff over the weekend. Wednesday or Tuesday they would get their new shipment in, so Thursday, Friday is usually the best time to eat fish. The weekend rush, not so much for him. How he got into being a cook was when he was working in Cape Cod, and new owners purchased a restaurant and brought it up to a nicer place, more of a 4-star restaurant from a 2-star. They also brought in heavy talent in the cooking industry from all lines, from the dishwashers to the line chefs to the executive chef. He was able to keep his job, being that he worked at the place before the new owners took over. While working as a line chef and as a dishwasher, he met the guy that he worked next to, and his hands were all beaten up, cut, bruised, burned, and this intrigued him. He asked the guy why his hands were all beat up, and the guy told him that he would never have hands like that is from cooking. Well, he took this as a challenge, and he enrolled in CIA, Culinary Institute. Back in his day, it was only a 2-year university. Well, he knocked that out pretty quick, and then he went on to cook at local places that, by his description, you would think of as a sports bar or Carboners or anything like that. But he made it sound like he took the fine lessons from each place and he put them in his toolbox for when he was able to move up. He then moved up from 1-star, 2-star, 3-star to 4-star restaurants, learning the trades of different cuisines, from cooking meat and beef, steak, fish, scallions. It didn't matter. He put all those tools in his tool belt for when he became the executive chef. When he started running his own restaurant, he went around and he took talent from other restaurants. He found the best line cooks, the best dishwashers, the best executive cooks to be his underlings and co-workers. Now, working for him, he would describe it as back in the day where he would raise his voice, it was intense, it was go hard, 24 hours while you're there. Then, when you're off, you're done. You have a nice whiskey scotch and you go home and you go to bed. Although these fine dining establishments didn't just come out of nowhere. He did have many setbacks with drugs and heroin until he was able to get his shit together and move on to nicer restaurants. In the way he described recruiting his talent, he described it almost as a Major League Baseball team or basketball team, how they recruit their players. He would go, although they have free agents, trades, and free agents and agents working for him to do that, he would almost go behind everyone's back and steal them from the other restaurants, overpaying them, bidding them, just tearing them out. And this would create almost like a turf war. How he describes some of the food that he would serve and cook up at his restaurants. Say you don't like scallions, he'll make scallions, with his words, melt in your mouth, as if you're eating them with every word he delivers. He then goes to talk about where he's at now. He's now an executive chef working at a fine restaurant where they send him all over the world, like Japan, and he meets up with partner restaurants of the owner in Japan, and he learns their techniques from the all levels, from the street to the fine dining restaurants to the medium level courses, so he can add more tools to his cuisine or to his cooking style. Thank you.